I do, based on your theme, believe that he's here to stay for a while, maybe through a few primaries, but he is not going to be the nominee.
As I've mentioned before, Victor, Donald Trump is not the Republican nominee.
Now there's this Trump thing going on, I gather. He's doing okay in the polls for a while, but he's not going to be the nominee either. So we'll be fine.
Well, I don't think it's likely that Donald Trump will be the nominee, but it's obviously too early to tell. I would vote for the nominee of the Republican Party, and I don't believe that's going to be Donald Trump.
Can he win the nomination?
Well, sure he can. I mean, you can make a case that probably 6 or 7 people can make the nomination. Do I think it's likely? No.
The only thing is Donald Trump hasn't won this nomination. The majority of Republican voters don't want Donald Trump as their nominee.
And Donald Trump, who is not going to be the nominee.
Number one, as a Republican, are you going to be able to support the Republican nominee if his name is Donald Trump?
Donald Trump will not be the nominee.
All right, but that's not answering the question.
I feel very confident that the nominee is going to be anyone but Donald Trump.
The polling and common sense will take you away from Trump getting the nomination.
I don't think he'll be at the top of the ticket, one, so it's a hypothetical for me. I don't think it's going to happen.
He's the front runner. According to the polls and the elections, he could become the nominee, and we're not going to let that happen.
Ultimately, the Republican Party will reach out to all voters based on who our nominee is. And I don't believe Donald Trump will be our nominee.
In fact, it's almost inevitable to say whoever is really the front runner running away with it today is not going to be the nominee.
And I believe that Donald Trump will not be the nominee.
Well, he's not going to be the nominee, Martha.
Donald Trump is not going to get the nomination.
Donald is not going to be the GOP nominee. We're going to beat it. Well, listen, Martha, nobody's going to clinch it on the first ballot. Nobody is getting to 1237. I'm not, but Donald Trump is, and
I'll leave it to you to speculate on how this whole race is going to go.
Well, I don't think it's likely that Donald Trump will be the nominee.
He is not going to be the nominee.
But he's not going to be the nominee, Chuck.
Donald Trump, who is not going to be the nominee.
Donald Trump is not going to be the Republican nominee.
Donald Trump is not getting to 1237.
He might get to 1,237. Realistically, I wouldn't bet $1 on it.
He might be leading the Republican ticket next. I know you don't believe that, but I want to go on.
Donald Trump has reached the number of delegates
needed to clinch the Republican nomination
for president.
I'm so honored.
I continue to believe Mr. Trump will not be president.
With Latinos, and it would be sweet, sweet justice if after everything he has said, after every attack he has made against Latinos, after he has thrown out Latino anchors from press events, after he hasn't done any outreach, after he has questioned a judge's citizenship, after he has called Mexicans rapists, it would be sweet, sweet justice if tonight it was the Latino vote that defeated Donald Trump.
Mr. Bush has branded him a jerk who he says is trying to insult his way into the presidency and should be called out, he says. Well, now Mr. Bush says if Trump does win the party's nomination, he claims he won't stand a chance against Hillary Clinton.
Trump, I don't believe, is going to be the party's nominee. And if he is, he's going to get crushed by Hillary Clinton. And I wanted to point that.
So Donald Trump will lose, and he will then destroy the Republican Party.
Can Donald Trump win a general election? My view is no.
You're never going to be president of the United States by insulting your way to the presidency.
Let's see, I'm at 42 and you're at 3, so far I'm doing better.
Doesn't matter.
Well, I can't find a single Republican. I talked to probably 12 Republican senators yesterday or their representatives. I couldn't find a single one who now thinks they're going to win.
Donald Trump is not going to get the nomination.
I'd like to support the nominee, but he's not going to be the nominee. That's just not going to happen.
Well, I don't think it's likely that Donald Trump will be the nominee.
He is not going to be the nominee.
Well, I'm going to support the Republican nominee, and I'm comfortable that it's not going to be Donald Trump.
Donald Trump is not going to get this Republican nomination.
So, Jenny, could he actually win?
No freaking way!
Do not tell me that Donald Trump is in this to win this, okay? He's a sideshow.
I don't think his plan has anything to do with Latinos. His plan, his strategy is to win the White House without Latinos. I don't think he can do it.
The scene here is so different than it was a few hours ago when people were happy and relaxed. There are people who are just in shock, and they are just stunned at the idea that they were completely sure they were coming to this event to celebrate Hillary Clinton becoming the first female president, and now they are confronting the reality that they could be walking out of here perhaps expecting that Donald Trump is going to become president.
everybody should head home. You should get some sleep. And I want every person across the country who supported Hillary to know that your voices and your enthusiasm means so much to her and to Tim and to all of us. You are in all of our hearts. Thank you.
Some magazines are facing big embarrassments today. Newsweek had already shipped out this cover, Madam Secretary, but quickly had to change it to this, President Trump.
Ladies and gentlemen, the next president of the United States, Donald Trump.
I've just received a call from Secretary Clinton. She congratulated us, it's about us, on our victory. And I could